varieties. Take advantage of Ace Hardware's discount pallet pricing. Save big when you purchase by the pallet. And delivery is no problem. Ace will deliver to you and do our best to stack it right where you want it. Ace Hardware in Show Low, Pine Top, and Heber Overguard.
This is Sports Zone Radio. Champions play here at Sports Zone Radio. Welcome to Northland Basketball. Presented by Sports Zone Radio. Exclusive coverage of Navajo Nation and White Mountains varsity basketball online at sportszone123.com and on the Sports Zone Radio smartphone app. And now, it's time for Northland Basketball.
Hey, Northland basketball fans, welcome back to Snowflake, the boys' game. About to get underway here as we bring you Northland basketball coverage in this inter-regional matchup. The Snowflake Lobos hosting the Window Rock Fighting Scouts. The boys' game is next. And out on the court, it is time for the national anthem. Got a shot of Coach Gilbert Kloschke, the head coach of the Window Rock Fighting Scouts, returning to lead that program as he does these days. Starting lineups for the boys teams in this matchup tonight of Northland Basketball presented by Choice Broadband. Starting lineups being introduced by Aaron Hewish, the public address announcer here at Lobo Gymnasium. Folks, my name is Floyd Simmons, and it's my privilege to bring in my broadcast partner for this one tonight. And he knows a little something about Northland basketball, having coached for so many years at Snowflake High School. The former head coach here, Andy Wood, joins us now. Coach Wood.
Hey, well.
How you doing?
Doing good. Good. Ready for a good night of basketball here at Snowflake.
All right, Coach. You know, we get these, we pepper in these little inter-regional games during the middle of the season, and I like it because it helps to kind of, well, it just spices things up a little bit. You know, you're playing these region games now, and it's one region game after the next. But then you get a team, you get a game like this one, Snowflake bringing in the Window Rock Scouts. And both of these teams, I really believe both these teams really need a win. And here's what I mean by that. The Snowflake Lobos, they're ranked number 9 in the state right now. They got an 8-2 overall record. Somebody has cranked the guitar amp up to 11 here at the arena. There's going to be a couple of old people. Meanwhile, Window Rock is number 30 with a 4-6 record, and the Scouts, for them, everything they can do to get a win is going to be critical for them. If they can get a win over a team like Snowflake, that's going to help their playoff aspirations a lot. So you know that Window Rock is going to be playing for all the marbles. Snowflake, of course, does not want to slip in the standings at number 9. They want to try to work their way into that top 8 if they possibly can by the end of the season. So, Coach, big matchup tonight as it gets underway here.
Yeah, so Window Rock's got, obviously they're looking for a win. They've been playing some teams pretty tight, pretty close. And unfortunately come away with a couple losses and some close games. But Snowflake's been playing well. Great defense on Snowflake's side of the ball. Hopefully they can get some things clicking here on the offensive side of the ball. Window Rock, they played a close game, I think, the other night against Winslow. Winslow beat Blue Ridge. Blue Ridge beat Holbrook. I mean, it's any given night in high school basketball.
Yeah, exactly. Here's a steal. You talked about Snowflake's defense, and they're going to come up with a steal. And the guy that does is Lance Christensen, and he is able to take it up. First points of the game. And a minute into this thing, it's Snowflake 2, Window Rock 0, and a collision on the far sideline. Braden Lewis of Snowflake runs smack dab into Kanan Marianito.
Looks like they just called that an out of bounds, so Braden got away with one there, it looks like.
Braden, who was a great football player, and he's got football player size and sensibilities, and Marianito's just a sophomore. So that was a collision that favored Braden a lot. Snowflake is steal up the floor, and a couple of tries at it for Cooper DeWitt, and he's unable to connect. Let me give you the starting lineups. First of all, for the Scouts who've got the basketball, they're going to get a pull-up on the right side that is going to be over everything. Devin Yazzie starts the game. Taylor Breguet is in the starting lineup. Marcus Nelson as well. I mentioned Kanan Marianito just a moment ago. And then the fifth starter is Jaden Baya for Window Rock, who he and his team have the ball off a Snowflake miss. And 6:14 on the clock in the first quarter. We are back underway with Northland Basketball. It's Nelson with it. Left side, Devin Yazzie. They left him an open look, so he pulled up and missed the shot. Rebound Snowflake. Their starters include Cooper Rapier, who had the ball just a moment ago. This is Lance Christensen, who's got it taken away by Jaden Baya. Baya's going to go against Rapier and drop it back to Marianito in the paint. No good. Tipped out by Taylor Breguet. That belongs to Snowflake. So you got Braden Lewis. I mentioned Cooper Rapier. Lance Christensen starting. Also in the lineup is Matthew Brimhall and Braden Lewis.
No, Matthew Brimhall's, he's out there now. I think Cooper DeWitt's also another starter there that you missed.
That's right. He did start the game, didn't he?
He did. Window Rock's got some size out there. You don't usually see this kind of height on a roster for Window Rock, and it looks like they're going to be able to bang down low for some rebounds.
Well, this guy here, the big guy there, number 10 in the middle of that defense, that is Taylor Breguet. Taylor's a senior, and I believe he's 6'4", and he just slaps one out of bounds, but they're going to call a foul on him. I think the Window Rock fans like the fact that that's called a foul. Let's see. Well, it's a tough one, Coach. Not the best of angles for us. Right there. But he rejects it. That kid right there, I don't think he's played any high school basketball at all till this year. He did play as a younger guy. But he's a football player. Believe it or not, at Window Rock, there's a guy who's that size, that big, with some basketball ability, but prefers football. And he was the quarterback on their football team. And he had like a John Elway arm, okay? He was amazing.
So number 10 was their starting quarterback, huh?
That's right.
Looks like Snowflake's playing a little bit of football defense here with some safeties in the back court.
It's not a 7-on-7, it's a 5-on-5 football game. There's Lance Christensen working his way for his second basket of the game. 4-0, Snowflake in front of Window Rock.
Snowflake's come out in a press here. Little like 75% press, full court press. Something new for them, I think, this year. I haven't seen it yet. And it's seeming to give Window Rock a couple fits.
And there's a big three for Braden Lewis. And that big shot that gives Snowflake an early 7-0 lead over Window Rock was keyed by the defensive play of Cooper Rapier. He was the guy that stole it. And then eventually Braden Lewis connects on the left angle three right there. Yeah, that is one rocking guitar amp right there. Well, folks, welcome in to our broadcast from Snowflake tonight. This big game right here. Big for Window Rock for sure, because they got to figure out a way to make their way up the rankings if they want a postseason bid. And there's plenty of time for that. but you don't get many opportunities like this. You don't get many chances to take down a number 9, which helps you so much. What do you think, Coach? If number 30 beats number 9 tonight, what do you think that does for them?
Well, I think it takes a number. I think it definitely benefits the number 30 way more than it hurts the number 9. I think if a number 30 beats a number 9, you're going to see them come up in the power rankings probably 7 or 8 spots. If the number 9 loses tonight, they're going to drop down. They're going to drop down a couple, 2 or 3, possibly in the power rankings. Snowflake's got some good wins under their belt. And so a loss isn't gonna really hurt them a lot, but it would really help Window Rock for sure.
You saw Taylor Begay a moment ago get his first bucket of the game, finally end the early scoring drought by the Scouts, and then an offensive foul on Matthew Brimhall of Snowflake. There's a baseline move that doesn't produce, but then Lance Christensen. Hey, Lance coming alive here early.
That was a great left-handed shot to avoid the block there by number 22, and Lance Christensen finished very well at the basket there. That was nice.
Jaden Baya into front court. Scouts have the basketball. This is Marianito. Right side, Jaden Baya to the corner. That's on the way from Nelson. That three-pointer, no good for Marcus.
Great box out by Snowflake.
And that'll be a Taylor Begay foul. Nope, not Taylor. Devin Yazzie committed his first foul of the game. That's the first on the Scouts. Snowflake also has one team foul right now, but Snowflake does have the 7-point lead, 9-2 early on in this game. Inbound and back into the game is Cooper DeWitt. He gets it to Rapier in the front court. Gonna have to pick up that dribble. Off to Christensen. Nice dish to DeWitt on the baseline. Lance is playing just feels like a more confident brand of basketball than I've seen him so far this season.
He's getting his basketball legs under him, his mind under him for basketball IQ. He's so involved in the football program and 100% in there. And so, the longer he's out here, you're going to see that IQ just explode through the roof. I think he's a great point guard for the Lobos this year.
Scouts inbound the basketball, trailing Snowflake by 9. This is Devin Yazzie. And Devin gets hand-checked out there by
that's going to go
Matthew Brimhall.
Or was it Matthew?
It was.
That's his second.
Yeah, 2 on Brimhall. He'll have to check out of the game, and that gives us a chance to see Tyler Clare for the first time today, speaking of football players. Inbound for the Scouts. Nelson sends it outside to Marianito. He'll try to lob it to Taylor Begay. And he threw his pass about a half a second too late, didn't he?
Yeah, he was just a fraction late there.
Here comes Snowflake up the floor, and Nelson will knock that one out of bounds.
I'm seeing Snowflake push the tempo a little more today than they have in the past. Of course, that's what I like to see, but it looks like they're starting to get their speed and quickness under them and starting to push the ball and push the tempo some more.
Inbound Lobos. Lance Christensen. And Lance will get fouled by Jaden Baya. We'll check Jaden for you. That will be his first foul. And give Snowflake an opportunity for the inbound. Remember, we do play with a shot clock most of the time. Holbrook doesn't use the shot clock, by the way, Coach.
Really?
Yeah, they don't. But everywhere else we've been to for a 3A game, everybody using the shot clock.
Except Holbrook. Have you talked to
Correct.
Coach about that, or is that just, obviously that's their choice. They're the ones that have had a shot clock in their gym for the longest because NPC used to use their gym for for a
That's
gym
right, yeah.
when NPC had a boys basketball program. And
so by default, they had one.
But so they've had one for years and years. So it wasn't a cost thing for them. It must be just a choice that they've made.
I think so. We watch Tyler Clare spin toward the paint and give Cooper DeWitt a nice little look at it. And Cooper's got his second bucket. 13-2, Snowflake in front. I don't know what the reason is. I haven't directly asked Coach Johnson over there what the rationale, what the reasoning is behind no usage of the shot clock. Drive.
Just hounding defense there, aren't they?
Yeah, loose. And the Scouts are going to give it up. Jaden Baya had it ripped from his hands. Braden Lewis came up with it. Here goes Lewis into front court. Rip here, and then he is going to get called for the travel. Well, Coach, there was a lot of contact down here on this end of the floor. It was that a case of this official thought that official might blow his whistle, and who thought that official might, or was it just did it?
I think
was
it
that
was
in the spirit of just some tough competition?
I think it was more of the fact that they didn't know who had possession of the ball to call the foul.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha. That makes sense. Jaden Baya brings it up and drops it back to Devin Yazzie way downtown. That was. I got that about 24 feet out there, Coach.
That was way out there.
And the ball only went 23 feet. 22 feet, maybe. Came up just a little bit short. Devin looking. And he is going to throw it into traffic, and that gets knocked out of bounds by Jaden Baya. So Snowflake will get the basketball with 45 seconds remaining in the quarter. This has been a high-flying, fast-going first quarter.
Yeah, only 5 fouls called. They're letting them play a little bit. It's pretty physical, and up-tempo game goes pretty quick.
Christensen to the corner. Brand new into the game. Easton Butler connects on the Snowflake three from out in that far corner. So this has been a great start for the Lobos. Oh, inside. Beautiful. I didn't see who threw the pass, but Jaylen Brown got the point. The bucket.
Caught the defense sleeping on that one on a backdoor cut. Way to find him on the offensive end. Easton for a second one in a row.
Yeah. Not sure what happened there. But that one was blown off target. At the buzzer, Marianito's shot no good for the Scouts. And that brings us to the end of the first quarter, basketball fans. Hope you're enjoying things out there. Let's pipe that down just a little bit and get you off to a first quarter break. How's that sound? Stand by, everybody. Back in a moment with more Northland Basketball, brought to you by Choice Broadband. On to the second quarter, a 16-4 Snowflake lead. Stand by.
Choice Broadband is always expanding the service area here on the Navajo Nation for Choice Broadband high-speed internet. Visit the district office nearest you to get started or go online to choice-wireless.com/broadband to see if your home can get connected.
Holbrook Family Dentistry is a proud partner of Sports Zone Radio's Northland Basketball. They've been serving Holbrook and the surrounding area since 2000, and they cheer for all our local teams and love it when the North succeeds. Holbrook Family Dentistry's 3 dentists are all general dentists from our local area, so they can perform most type of procedures in-house. They pride themselves on their ethics and kindness and genuinely love working with the communities of Northern Arizona. Come see us at Holbrook Family Dentistry on Iowa Street in Holbrook or call 928-524-6854.
16-4, Snowflake in front of Window Rock. The second quarter begins. Northland Basketball presented by Choice Broadband. Snowflake works it for a shot to Tyler Clare. Missed the shot. Rebound, Window Rock, and the second quarter is underway, everybody. Floyd Simmons along with Coach Andy Wood joining me tonight here at Lobo Gymnasium. Coach Wood, it is Lobo Gymnasium, right? Do we call it that, or what? Is there any other name to the arena?
Well, when you walk in, they have Welcome to the Den, so I think they tried to call it the Den, but Lobo Gymnasium, all that. They named the floor after me. It's the wood floor. Right?
You're really reaching on that one, Coach. Really reaching on
I definitely didn't win enough games to have a floor called after me, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, I will say this. When was prior to you winning a championship in 15? When was the last time Snowflake won a championship?
I want to say 91.
Is that Patrick Austin years?
Yep.
And then prior to that, how many championships in total?
89 and then 90. Maybe 89 was the last time it was won. And then 84, 86, I think.
Scouts miss a 3, rebound, or miss a long jumper anyway. Rebound to Butler, to Braden Lewis, and he will try to fingertip roll that thing in from the baseline. No good. Marianito has the rebound. I'm watching Window Rock, and I got to tell you, Snowflake is fast. And Snowflake they've got some good length defensively as well, Coach, because Window Rock is having to play with a pace that I haven't seen them use in a couple of times of seeing them so far. And you can tell they're being asked to do a little bit more than usual. You saw that shot a moment ago from Taylor Begay. Who got the follow there? Was that
Cooper DeWitt? Cooper DeWitt got the Easton Butler miss. There's a nice unselfish play by Cooper to kick that out to Easton for a 3, and he ended up getting rewarded with an offensive rebound and a putback.
Get it back. There's Devin Yazzie. He's covered by DeWitt. Marianito. And now Jaden Bye, he tried to see if he could take Easton Butler to the baseline. Couldn't do it. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Marianito, the jumper is going to be off the front lip. Rebound Butler, and he came right out of there running all the way. And he will get hacked by Jaylen Brown at the end of it.
Yeah, you're right. Window Rock's probably playing at a pace they're not used to right now. Snowflake's got a lot of speed out on the floor, and they continue to just grab the rebound. Whoever grabs that rebound is just going with it. Not really an outlet pass, but just pushing the ball hard down the floor. Window Rock's probably used to trying to trap that rebound on that defensive rebound for Snowflake and try to wreak some havoc there. And I like that Snowflake's solution to that is to just take the ball and go with it.
At the free throw line, Easton Butler unable to connect. Missed on them both. Scouts have the basketball. And up the floor. That's Devin Yazzie with it. Yazzie with a dangerous pass to Baya, who runs it up there. Missed the shot. Lance Christensen rebounds Snowflake. And we'll see how quickly they attack. Baya breaks up the pass. Claire has it from the corner. Lewis. And he is going to try to force one back outside to Tyler Clare. Window Rock unable to control that ball. Well, Coach, I want to ask you, while we're watching the action here, I want to ask you about the teams to beat outside the East and the North. The Monument Valley Mustang boys were ranked number 2 for a while. They've dropped to number 3. Fountain Hills seems to be the real deal. They're 9-0 and ranked number 2. Valley Christian is 12-0, ranked number 1. And, well, I said Fountain Hills is the real deal. I think Valley Christian is everybody's odds-on favorite.
Yeah, I think between Valley and Fountain Hills, those are your 2 favorites this year. Florence, they looked like they had some promise early on, and Snowflake went down there and beat them, or in a tournament over the break. And since then they've dropped down to number 8. I think Coolidge might be in that same boat that Florence was. I think the other one that you might need to keep your eye on is Yuma Catholic. They're right now 11-0. I don't know if they've had much stiff competition, but Fountain Hills and Valley Christian are clearly the favorites.
We saw Coolidge against Sholo, and Sholo didn't necessarily show up and play their best game that night. Some of that's because of Coolidge and how good Coolidge is. I think Coolidge is, they're in your discussion. They've got to be. They're so good. They went to the final last year and returned a number of the same guys from that team. So I think you've got to factor Coolidge in as well.
Have you seen Yuma or anything?
No, I haven't. Yuma Catholic played at the, believe it or not, they played at the Muggion tournament earlier, but didn't get a chance to see them. Sholo played them, and I thought the report on that game was that Sholo fared reasonably well against them.
Yeah, the score was Sholo and Yuma was 63-49. So, 14-point win there.
We're going to get a step out of bounds by the Scouts off of, you saw 2 misses from the foul line. Look, Snowflake is 0 for 7 from the line.
Ouch.
They haven't made a free throw yet, and they've had a few opportunities. Inbound taken away by Marianito for Window Rock. He'll race and finish. Nice job by Kanan Marianito.
I think that was a good no call there.
He was undaunted going in. The Scouts fans don't like the no call because they are unhappy that Taylor Begay has been called for 2 fouls out there on where they felt like he cleanly blocked 2 shots.
For sure.
And they wonder why their guy didn't get a call right there. At least that's what I'm reading into the tone that I'm hearing from the stands here.
So I'm just looking at Yuma Catholic's schedule. They've played everybody that they still have to play in their region, and they've beat everybody pretty close in their region, or pretty handily in their region. So it looks like they might be able to run the table on that, which is only going to help them climb up in power points.
Devin Yazzie trying to get it to Brown on the baseline. It's loose for a moment. Nelson picked up the loose ball for the Scouts and then got fouled. And I believe it's going to be DeWitt who was there defensively. It is Cooper DeWitt with the personal foul. 2 shots on the way for Marcus Nelson. He is the brother of the Lady Scouts, Malicia Nelson. And his dad is one of the coaches on the bench there, along with Coach Klosky for Window Rock. Scouts made 1, missed 1. Nelson, the guy at the line there, and Braden Lewis has the ball for Snowflake.
Braden developed a left hand this year.
To the corner, wide open. This is no good out there for Damon Cardwell, who has checked into the Snowflake lineup. But Braden Lewis with a hard-working rebound and putback for Snowflake. Coach, for whatever reason, it is louder in here than I've heard it in a very, very long time. Just generally louder.
Yeah, you know what? I think Window Rock travels well. I love the love for the game of basketball that the Navajo Indian Reservation has, and they love good basketball, and they're going to travel to see it.
Personal foul is called on Snowflake. It was Bear Fisher. Bear came in, got a couple of minutes of playing time, the freshman did, and he leaves the game with 2 personal fouls. Got him pretty quick, too. Scouts with the inbound, and Cooper here showing why he was such a good defensive back for Snowflake. As he, with some makeup speed, was able to deflect the ball away. Broke the pass up.
There you go.
Inbound Nelson into Yazzie. Devin in the paint, had to adjust and dish, and it ends up in Nelson's hands for the basket. First field goal for Nelson. Between him and Devin Yazzie, those swing-type players for Window Rock, and very good ones, that's the first field goal those guys have managed. Braden Lewis at the top. Cut off by Jaden Baya, outside Cardwell. And he meant to throw a pass, didn't he, to David Brimhall right there?
That was a great pass.
Matthew Brimhall.
Yeah, they're all the same, right?
Yeah.
Great football players, great basketball players, great kids.
Jalen Brown's second foul for the Scouts. 2:52 till halftime. The Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime report at the break. And this guy, Matthew Brimhall, makes it 0 for 8 at the line for Snowflake. Is it that basket? Is it that end of the floor? Is that one of them carnival baskets?
Yeah, we really haven't made a free throw yet. There we go.
Finally breaks the spell. 1 for 9 for the Lobos. You know, when you're 1 for 9, Coach, you're not supposed to be winning by 10.
Well, right now you should be up by 19, right? If you make your free throws.
I guess so. Snowflake with a takeaway. Rapier has it. Braden Lewis. Oh, nice double move there. And they're able to work it ultimately to Matthew Brimhall for the basket.
That's a great pass by Lance Christensen.
No-look pass from Yazzie to Brown, and Jalen Brown has the bucket for the Scouts. So how do you think Snowflake, with the group they have, how do you think they're going to match up when you get to face teams like Valley Christian and Fountain Hills?
You know, I think Snowflake played Valley Christian in that tournament down in the Valley over Christmas. I think it was a close game. Those scores have never been posted online, so I haven't. I'm just kind of going off of memory from what the guys told me at school and stuff. But, you know, Snowflake is, they're going to play better defense than anybody they face all year long. I think their Achilles might be down the stretch being able to score with a team that's got some bigs that play great defense.
And we expect that. We expect that from Valley Christian. We expect that from Fountain Hills.
Yeah, I think they've got more of an inside presence than what these guys will see up here in the north and in the east. Blue Ridge has a good big guy. So maybe that'll give them a little bit of a test, and hopefully that'll get them prepared for some of those games for those teams in the south.
Takeaway by the Scouts. They've got into the game. Brand new is a Kaleo James. And we have a whistle. Whistle on a Snowflake foul. And the first foul of the game whistled on Braden Lewis. For Snowflake, 17 fouls now. Winterock's got the same number. So this is a 1-and-1. The guy at the line is Marcus Nelson.
Sorry, what?
Yeah.
I was listening to this coach banter over here with the ref.
Okay. There was back-to-back misses. First, the free throw miss by Nelson, and then Devin Yazzie misses on his follow, and he's got the ball after a take-back by the Scouts. Turn around on the baseline, it missed. Tyler Clare, and he's got the Snowflake rebound. Lobos to the baseline. And that's going to skip out off of Cooper DeWitt's hands. Out of bounds, back to Winterock with 81 seconds till halftime.
That was a nice look at a pick and roll. Cooper DeWitt just unable to handle that pass. Had a little heat on it, but liked the action, liked that pick and roll movement.
So we had, former coach at St. John's, Tony Neibauer, who is relocated back to the Midwest, back to his roots. That Minnesota Vikings fan, as we watch Kaleo James kiss it off the glass. Just kiss it off the glass. Tony Neibauer asked, he was at St. John's for a while, he says, did some of AZ go to a shot clock this year? It's our first year with it in Iowa, and he says, we love it with a capital love it. Well, I don't know, maybe back in Iowa they're still playing that brand of one-handed dribble basketball, set shot basketball where you hold it for 2 or 3 minutes, and at the end of the game the score is 19-18. But I'm not sure if people love it or not in Arizona, because it's almost never comes into play. As you watch Snowflake, hard-working second and third chances there, and Tyler Clare gets the bucket, 26-15. Lobos in front, 25 seconds left in the half. But to Coach Neibauer's question, the answer is yes, Arizona's gone to the shot clock, but it's optional at the 3A level and down. Correct, Coach?
Correct. Well, I don't even know if the 2A is even doing it at all.
They have the option to do it.
Okay. And I think that
I don't think they are doing it.
I mean, 3A will definitely, I think they'll benefit from it. And the reason I say that, you're right, it hasn't been a factor in this game at all. Both teams are run and gun teams. That's the newer style of basketball. I think that the shot clock's really going to come into play more when you see the end of games and you don't have to foul to get the possession back. You know, you're going to say, we got to just play a tough defensive possession. We'll get the ball back. I think in the end it'll make games go a little quicker because you're not going to have that foul to send them to the free throw line over and over at the end of a game when you're down.
And it might really only matter one possession in a game.
Yeah.
Well, it might be one single possession where it comes into play. Let's continue that conversation in just a moment, Coach. Let's grab a quick timeout. First, this pause for 10 seconds and station identification on the Sports Zone Radio Network.
This is Sports Zone Radio. Champions play here at Sports Zone Radio.
You're listening live and local to Northland Basketball here at the Sports Zone and in the White Mountains on Mix 98 KRFM Sholo, the broadcast home of Sports Zone Radio. We also want to mention some other stations carrying our broadcast tonight. KTBA Tuba City, AM 760 and 95.3 FM. Also KHAC Window Rock on AM 880, KWIM 104.9 FM, and on KPGX Navajo Mountain Lake Powell on 93.5 FM. We want to thank you all for joining us on this broadcast. Coach and I will resume our discussion here in a moment and break it down for you on the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime report. Basketball fans, stand by for it. Again, the halftime score, Snowflake 26, Window Rock 15. It's Northland Basketball, brought to you by Choice Broadband, and the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime report is on the way. Stand by.
Broadband is now available to more homes on the Navajo Nation than ever before. Visit the Choice NTUA Wireless District office nearest you to get started, or go online to choice-wireless.com/broadband to see if your home can get connected.
You can push it in, pull it in, or drag it in. You can also carry it in, tow it in, or lead it in. Hatch Toyota is doing some old-fashioned wheeling and dealing to put you into a new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle this week. So let's talk. Old cars, motorhomes, campers, quads, boats, personal watercraft, even jewelry, or old coins. Hang on. Wow, yeah, livestock too. Hatch Toyota Cholo is willing to consider anything of value for trade. So you can drive away in a new Toyota or quality late model low mileage car, truck, or SUV. We are paying the highest trade-in values in our history for your old ride. So bring us your old junk or items taking up space at your house or garage and turn it into cash towards a new or pre-owned vehicle. Hatch Toyota, keeping the White Mountains rolling for 32 years.
Hi, this is Chaz Hatch. Get our statewide low price guarantee on every new Toyota. Find out more at hatchtoyota.com or visit us today at the Northern Arizona Auto Mall in Sholo.
Holbrook Family Dentistry is a proud partner of Sports Zone Radio's Northland Basketball. They've been serving Holbrook and the surrounding area since 2000, and they cheer for all our local teams and love it when the North succeeds. Holbrook Family Dentistry's 3 dentists are all general dentists from our local area, so they can perform most type of procedures in-house. They pride themselves on their ethics and kindness and genuinely love working with the communities of Northern Arizona. Come see us at Holbrook Family Dentistry on Iowa Street in Holbrook, or call 928-524-6854.
Happy New Year from Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint. Just in time for our Valentine's special, we are introducing our new business partner, Cattleman's Steakhouse.
Yeehaw!
With every insured replacement, you can take your sweetheart out for the best prime rib on the mountain. Or choose salmon, sirloin steak, cod, pork chops, chicken, or a variety of other delicious dinners.
You are the best, honey.
And with the Valentine's special, you also get 2 movie tickets to the WME theaters. And this year, year, you could take your Valentine to a VIP experience to see the King of Country, George Strait, live in concert. That's right, we are giving away 2 premium VIP tickets to see George Strait, Chris Stapleton, and Little Big Town live in Phoenix, including VIP parking. Yes! Don't miss out on our best Valentine special.
536-5972, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass Cashback. Woohoo!
Welcome to the Mountain Mobile Halftime. A complete first half breakdown of tonight's Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week broadcast. This is the Mountain Mobile Halftime.
Yes, it is halftime at Snowflake High School, and a very good half of basketball for the Lobos. Snowflake boys leading Window Rock at halftime, 26-15. Welcome into the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime. Sports Zone Nation. And for the Lobos, well, they are led out there by Lance Christensen and Cooper DeWitt, each with 6 points to pace the scoring for Snowflake. And Lance really was the spark plug that got the game started. Did a lot of early first quarter stuff. I mean, he was, playing tough defense, taking the ball away. Got to the basket a lot, scored the 6 points early. Didn't really hear from Lance offensively in the second quarter. His teammate Cooper DeWitt also seems like he got an early start. He ends up with 6 at halftime. Braden Lewis with 5 points, including one of 2 Snowflake three-point makes. Window Rock doesn't have a three-point basket yet. Also in the scoring column for the Lobos, Matthew Brimhall, 4 points. 2 points for Tyler Clare. Mentioned Easton Butler hit a three-pointer. He's got 3 in the game for the Lobos. Window Rock, well, they are led by Jalen Brown off the bench with 4 points. Taylor Begay has 4 points. Marcus Nelson, 3 points. And both Kaleo James and Kanan Marianito have 2 points each. I want to mention that free throws hadn't gone all that well for especially Snowflake. And you better hope that you shoot better in the second half when it starts to really count, right? Let's see. Snowflake ended up 2 out of 10 from the free throw line in the first half. 20% foul shooting, that's not going to work. Well, Window Rock was slightly better. Shot it far fewer, though. Window Rock was 1 for 3. 1 for 3 from the line. So combined, 3 for 13. That's not too good. Both teams want to get that going right in the second half, that's for sure. Well, let's see. These teams come in like this. Snowflake, the number 9 ranked team in the state, 8-2 overall record. Also, the Lobos, as far as standings in the 3A East where they play, Snowflake is alone in first place with a 3-0 region record. Second place is a tie, 3-way tie. Blue Ridge, Holbrook, Sholo, all with identical 1-1 records, tied for second place in the region. Winslow at 1-2 takes up the number 5 spot, and Payson looking for their first region win. They are 0-2, and they're right now in 6th place in the East. In the 3A North, the Monument Valley Mustangs continue their mastery of things this season. What a year it's been for Monument Valley. We get to see them on Saturday at Window Rock. Can't wait for that. Monument Valley boys are 11-0 on the season. They are 6-0 in the 3A North region, a 2-game lead in the loss column over the second place Page Sand Devils, who are a half a game ahead of Chinle in the 3A North standings. And you got to go all the way down to the number 6 position in the North to find Window Rock at 2-5. The only team that trails them is Ganado at 0-5. The Window Rock team, I think, is better than the record indicates, better than the position in the North indicates. That just shows you how tough the North is once again here this season. This Window Rock team really can beat anybody on that schedule. Anybody in front of them. They have their the 2 wins in the region. Those wins come over Alchese and Ganado. And they were big wins, both of those for Window Rock. Window Rock will host Monument Valley on Saturday. We'll have the boys and girls games starting at 6 p.m. Can't wait for it. It's going to be a huge, huge matchup in both of the contests. That girls game, Monument Valley number 2 in the state, Window Rock number 4 at least right now. That's what we get to bring you on Saturday when we continue with more Northland basketball. The second half of this boys game is next. Snowflake 26, Window Rock 15. That wraps up the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime. Second half right after this. Stand by.
Happy New Year from Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint. Just in time for our Valentine's special, we are introducing our new business partner, Cattleman's Steakhouse. Yeehaw! With every insured replacement, you can take your sweetheart out for the best prime rib on the mountain. Or choose salmon, sirloin steak, cod, pork chops, chicken, or a variety of other delicious dinners.
You are the best, honey.
And with the Valentine's special, you also get 2 movie tickets to the WME theaters. And this year, you could take your Valentine to a VIP experience to see the King of Country, George Strait, live in concert. That's right, we're giving away 2 premium VIP tickets to see George Strait, Chris Stapleton, and Little Big Town live in Phoenix, including VIP parking. Yes! Don't miss out on our best Valentine special.
536-597. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass Cashback. Woohoo!
Snowflake got the ball first. Window Rock breaks up a pass inside, and the second half is underway with Northland Basketball. Presented by Choice Broadband, I'm Floyd Simmons. Coach Andy Wood joins me, and we'll watch Taylor Begay get the first points of the second half as they work it inside. Window Rock does. And Taylor has 6 points in the game. Welcome back in. And welcome back, Coach Wood. Hope all is going well.
It was that first possession, Snowflake had great ball movement, just made a late pass that got picked away. Window Rock took the ball down to the other end and probably executed what they just covered in the locker room at halftime, and that was work it into their bigs and let him finish.
Inbound and a shot from the corner. Cooper Rapier misses the shot, and it's rebounded by Marcus Nelson. Window Rock has Nelson and this guy, Kanan Marianito, who tries the 3 and missed. Nelson, Marianito, Devin Yazzie, Taylor Begay, and rounding out the original 5 that started the game, Jaden Baya is out there for the second half, as well as we get a third foul whistled on Devin Yazzie of Window Rock. Snowflake, Braden Lewis, Lance Christensen, Cooper DeWitt, Cooper Rapier, and Matthew Brimhall. Shot from outside. That wouldn't go. But Rapier takes the dribble away from Jaden Baya. Baya saw Christensen, but he didn't see Rapier coming up on the other side.
No. Snowflake's got to find a way to put some points on the board right now. It's a single-digit lead right now for Snowflake. Window Rock came out with the better game plan so far this second half, and we'll see what happens.
Inbound, Brimhall.
There you go.
And he's off the glass. The shot is good. Matthew Brimhall has 6 in the game for Snowflake. They're back to an 11-point lead, 28-17. And the Scouts will have it. Inside, Taylor Begay, Cooper Rapier. That's going to be a foul on Taylor. Well, the pass kind of got Taylor in a bad spot, didn't it?
Yeah, that was a bad circumstance for Taylor right there. He's in the wrong spot at the wrong moment.
When your teammate throws you into a foul, Coach, that should be like take an assist off your total or something. So we watched Snowflake run it up the floor and Cooper DeWitt finish right there. Right there should be a negative stat for that.
Yeah, there's so many of those things as a coach you want to be able to stat, and they don't make a column for it. But you just sometimes you just love the effort, and you hope it pays you back for the effort.
Coach, did you ever have any sort of stat or metric that you ever came up with that you used? We watched Lance Christensen. He just picked up 2 quick fouls for Snowflake right there. Do you ever have anything different or anything, a level where you were gauging the effectiveness of your players?
Oh, you have no idea. You got
spreadsheets and you got all kinds of...
I have Excel spreadsheets that have so many different formulas and things like that. We put every stat that we could keep into and come up with our own plus minus kind of spreadsheet and total points on the season, besides just scoring and things like that. And we would analyze them like crazy. We would keep 4-game totals. We would keep, like crazy. And more than anything, all it ever did was just kind of prove what we thought we knew.
Okay. Okay. Well, then you knew it. the numbers dictated that you knew it. Hey, let's see. I don't know. We're gonna get a whistle on Matthew Brimhall right there. But that previous play, we didn't talk about it. You were breaking that down for us, Coach. But that last play, Snowflake scoring on that transition, where Lance Christensen threw the outlet pass up the floor, and it was really a no-look pass to Cooper. He was looking one way. He threw it to Cooper DeWitt around on the left wing, and then DeWitt with a really quick pass underneath to Cooper Rapier. That was beautiful, Coach. And I don't know if we'll get around to seeing a replay on that here in a little bit. So we watch Calvin Begay, who's come in for Windrock, roll one in. But that right there was classic 2015 Snowflake Lobos state championship kind of basketball.
Love the transition game. Always have. Just to cover that last foul they called on Matthew Brimhall, they called a double foul. They called one on the Window Rock guy and Matthew Brimhall, but that transition was great. Anytime as a coach that we could see a transition from a rebound to a layup without the ball hitting the floor was the best feeling in the world.
Let's ask our guys if we can get the replay on that last Snowflake transition basket, the Rapier basket. I don't know if we'll be able to see that again, but let's see. Yeah, there it is. You missed the initial pass, but I mean, that was, you guys made a living out of doing that when you won a championship.
But what better thing than a team to play team basketball where guys are where they're supposed to be, ball doesn't even touch the floor, from one end to the next, and a layup happens.
I don't know, Coach. You're a basketball coach. I mean, I like baseball.
That's
I like
perfection.
Baseball.
That's like pitching the perfect game, right?
I like a well-executed double play. But no, I'm with you, Coach. And it's when it's all starting to come together and it's meshing and the guys are thinking on some sort of a wavelength together, it's pretty fun to watch for sure. Inbound, Tyler Clare has checked in to Snowflake's lineup. There's Rapier out on top. To Braden Lewis. Lewis is going to get the clear out and take his guy right to the basket. Boy, he's so fast.
Keep it up. Don't let down. Come on.
Yeah, they've pushed this lead up to 17 points. They're starting to just cruise.
Drive and a whistle. And the guy that committed the foul is Kaleo James. That gives me a chance.
Tyler Clare was, that foul was on Snowflake.
Oh, it was. Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Number 5, Cooper.
It was on
Rapier.
Yeah, my bad. Here's the little soft jumper, no good for Nelson. Rebound DeWitt. Christensen. Oh, there it is again. Beautiful ball movement. Got it up the floor to Tyler Clare, to Rapier for a very easy make. Snowflake gets out to a 38-19 second half lead. Wow. You got to be pretty happy about that if you're a Lobo fan. If you're Window Rock right now, it's time to figure a thing or two out, though. Window Rock's got to get some work done. And how do you slow a team down, Coach? So if you're on the Windrock side and you want to try to slow that Snowflake pace down, obviously calling a timeout's one way of trying to do that, but how do you slow them down?
I think, and it's an absolute bad habit some of these teams like Window Rock have, but on the defensive rebound, Window Rock, they keep 2 or 3 guys trying to attack the basketball on that end of the floor instead of just sprinting back and playing defense. And so you're always going to have numbers on the other end of the floor if you push the tempo.
How about this? Let me ask you this question. As we watch Jaden Baya do the little Euro step and they get blocked by Braden Lewis, Snowflake once again on the run up the floor, and Claire's going to lose it out of bounds. How about this? It seems to me like there's less wisdom now than there used to be in the old days of follow your shot. We used to say that, right? It was always, hey, follow your shot. You're shooting a 3, and you know it's off. Follow your shot. But it seems to me like the more wise thing to do when you shoot is now drop back on defense because somebody's releasing on the other team.
Well, especially on a 3-point shot, a long shot sometimes is a long rebound. And if that offense or if that defense gets a rebound at 15 feet, they've already created a transition on their own, just based off of that long rebound.
There's Jalen Brown with a blocked shot for the Scouts. They've got the ball back. Brown, drive, throw it up there, and he is going to get fouled. The question is, does he get 2 shots out of it? And the guy that committed the foul, Snowflake's Tyler Clare. So that'll be Tyler's first foul of the game. And I think they're going to get 2 shots out of it, if I'm not mistaken. What are they going to do? No, inbound coming up from Winter Rock. So, Coach, so I'll ask you again about that. Is that still taught? Is that still an emphasis? Follow your shot, or are you saying it's in selective situations?
It depends on. Obviously it's a fundamental, and it's absolutely something that's necessary. But if you're going to follow your shot, you better know whether or not you're supposed to be the guy back on defense or if it's okay for you to get down the floor or crash that rebound. But I would say 95% of the time, a guy takes a shot, he needs to follow it.
Really? Okay. Here's Jalen Brown for 3. And the rebound to Tyler Clare. Snowflake pushing, and there they go again. They got the guys. They had them up the floor. DeWitt didn't handle it cleanly, but then found Christensen for the bucket. Well, Snowflake just pouring it on with the transition game. Marcus Nelson to the corner, and that's going to come up short. Might have been partially blocked out there by Lance Christensen. The 4-on-2. Snowflake couldn't finish. Rapier on the baseline. And you know what, Coach? That is as low percentage a shot as Snowflake has taken all night long. It wasn't that bad.
The 15-foot jump shot.
It wasn't that bad, but they have gotten themselves some really good looks all night long.
The layup and the 3-point shot are the 2 shots in basketball. They've kind of forgotten about everything else. In 2015, when we won the state title, our state championship game, we made 2 3-point shots on the whole game. Everything else was inside the paint.
Well, Coach, impressive ball out of bounds. Hey, let me ask you another thing, too, because every once in a while I'll bring this topic up, talk about it on our broadcast, and that is that I really love the brand of basketball we play up here when I talk about the East and the North. Because when you get down to the Valley, I don't know what it is, Coach. I don't know what it is, but that flopping thing that happens, and guys out there, trying to put a dramatic demonstration on contact and try to get the attention of the officials and that thing. It just feels to me like it's a brand of basketball. It's a type of basketball. You get it down there. Up here, these kids that we get to see, it's not in their DNA, most of them. There's a kid or 2 out there, and it really is blatantly obvious when they do it up here. But that ain't happening much. Look at that play. Look at this circular Route to the basket by Easton Butler. Wow, nice job.
It was a great inbounds play call and well executed. So my opinion on what you were just asking is that is what's ruining high school basketball, and it's caused by the AAU basketball that kids play down there. And it drives me absolutely crazy.
Because the AAU is like a mini NBA, isn't it?
Sure. And it's just, those kids play so much of that down there. And for them to come, they're taught from the time they're a little kid to flop and to scream every time they got the ball so that they can try to convince a ref to call a foul on it for them. And it's just a brand of basketball that I've never appreciated. I think it's something that destroys the integrity of the world's greatest game.
It's like, let's have a little dignity, right?
Yeah.
It's like play with dignity, play with some character. And that is the end of the third quarter. Snowflake just continues to get her done out there. 46-22 is our score. We'll have the fourth quarter on the way in a moment, everybody, as they do a little Neil Diamond in the arena here. Snowflake, Lobo Gym, the Den. Fourth quarter next. Northland Basketball presented by Choice Broadband. Stand by.
Choice Broadband is always expanding the service area here on the Navajo Nation for Choice Broadband high-speed internet. Visit the district office nearest you to get started or go online to choice-wireless.com/broadband to see if your home can get connected.
Don't waste another minute on an endless search to find something at the big box store. Ace Hardware of the White Mountains has worked hard to become your hometown hardware store by giving you the best customer service. You need it, and they've got it. In Cholo, Ace offers great deals on drywall, mud, and joint compound. The Ace in Overguard carries an unrivaled selection of steel power tools. And in Pine Top, their collection of gift crafts will help you turn your ideas into reality. Find everything you need under one of the 3 roofs of Ace Hardware, your hometown hardware store.
Back to get the fourth quarter underway. The Window Rock Fighting Scouts have the basketball. Taylor Brigay inside. And Taylor got some contact. He is going to go to the foul line. For Window Rock, that is team foul number 6 now on Snowflake. Window Rock has just the 3 fouls. We're back in. Floyd Simmons along with Coach Andy Wood, bringing you Northland Basketball, brought to you by Choice Broadband. Taylor Brigay, the quarterback, with the foul shot. Good. And that one's going to be off the mark. Outside, and that's Kaleo James with the shot. It's no good. Fighting Scouts, fighting for the ball, and we'll get a hand check called. I think that's going to go on Snowflake. And it goes on Brimhall. It's 3 fouls in the game on Matthew. 4 fouls, actually. Matthew Brimhall has the 4 fouls. Doesn't seem to be much of an issue, though. Snowflake, with all the depth that they have, you could sacrifice a Matthew Brimhall once in a while and you'd be all right.
I'd sure hate to sacrifice Matthew Brimhall. He's such a great kid, such a big heart out there on the floor. This group of boys, you'd never know it, but Matthew's generally the brunt of everybody's jokes, and he's so good at it. And he loves it. He takes it. And they just have such a great relationship between all these kids out here.
Really? He's the guy that takes the abuse.
He does, and he takes it so well, and I just love how he takes it and how much he loves his teammates and builds them up, and they just, like I said, their relationship out there. These guys have been so good growing up together.
But I'm sure, though, you have to know when you can and when you can't poke the bear.
He's a big boy. You don't want to poke him too hard, right?
If you're one of the other guys. Snowflake the steal, and there's the guy we just talked about. Nobody making fun of Brimhall with that shot. And Snowflake, 7 minutes remaining, goes in front by 25 with that Brimhall make.
Window Rock has not shot the ball well from outside Floyd. I don't know in their other games if they've been shooting well from the outside, because they haven't shot the ball well outside tonight. They haven't had a lot of open looks, but I don't know that they've scored a three-point shot this game.
They have. They hit in the third quarter. Calvin Begay hit the 1-3 that they've been able to make, and you're right about that. And they kind of need that to happen. I think we're gonna get somebody invited to go watch the game on live video somewhere. Somebody is being invited to leave here. I don't know how much it's going to matter to his night because it's 48-23. So far I see this. Well, look, one of the things you can never be drawn into is a back and forth with the student section.
Yeah.
Okay, you just should never do that. And I think that's what happened to the gentleman that's being asked to leave here tonight. The student section, look, they're students. They're juveniles. They're a little...
Isn't that what we love about home court advantage?
Yes.
I mean, if you watch any college game, football, college basketball, and you look at their student sections, they're phenomenal at getting in the heads of people,
and that's what you
want, isn't it?
Absolutely. And look, those kids, if they're not given a little leeway to kind of be knuckleheads, you don't want them to say the wrong thing. But if you don't let them be knuckleheads out there, they're not going to come to your games, okay? They're going to go find something else to do, and this is a great place for them to spend their evening.
Yeah,
right here at the basketball gym.
One of my fondest memories as a coach over the 18 years is this student section down here that's underneath. It's by design that we make that the visitors' side in the second half.
Sure.
And it's the sixth man in Snowflake is definitely a factor.
I agree, and I wish they'd get back to doing that. The sketches that they would, the little skits they would do.
Yeah.
With the curtains and
the shower curtain, right? They got that from ASU's student section, I think.
Yeah, that was good stuff. There's a miss right there, and the Scouts have it with 6:24 remaining in the fourth quarter. It's 48-23. Hey, I want to mention somebody. I don't know if he's still here. Yeah, he's still here. Friend of ours here, and a former Window Rock. Well, he's a Scouts legend. I guess you're never really a former legend. If you're a legend, right?
Yeah.
You keep your legendary status unless you really do something stupid. And so this guy is a legend. And I'm talking about Thurman James. So Thurman James is up here. A couple of his daughters, Vanessa and Asia, were great stars in their own right with Window Rock in the past few years. Part of our great. There is Thurman right there. And I'm mentioning Thurman because he told me before the game, he's like, hey, man, you don't mention me on the radio. You don't talk about me. Okay, all right, on the broadcast. Well, guess what, Thurman? We're talking about you now, aren't we? So there's our friend Thurman James and his wife and his young daughter. And he's got a daughter on the varsity girls team and a son that's on the varsity boys team. So the family, it's all going well. And there was a steal. And after Kaleo, I believe that was Kaleo a moment ago, made 1 out of 2 free throws. And then the take back. Pardon me. We're going to grab a timeout, everybody. We'll be back in 30 seconds. More Northland Basketball presented by Choice Broadband. Stand by.
The team at Beeman Well Drilling is like a great football team. They work hard, they work as a team, and they play to win. Their reputation is second to none, and they proudly call the White Mountains their home, even though they complete projects throughout the entire southwestern United States and beyond. No project is too big or too small for Beeman Well Drilling, so when the time comes for you to punch a hole in the ground, remember the White Mountains' top well drilling team, Beeman Well Drilling. Call anytime, 928-205-7647. Go deep with Beeman Well Drilling.
Imagine this, a professional healthcare partner that's concerned about you, your choices, your health, your safety. At White Mountain Regional Medical Center in Springerville, choice and elevating your healthcare experience is the mission of our new CEO, experienced physicians, and friendly staff. Whether you need a rapid COVID-19 test, a vaccination, or you're looking to utilize the newest MRI, CT scan, or nuclear medicine technology, White Mountain Regional Medical Center, located in Springerville, is your healthcare partner when choices matter.
Back to resume the fourth quarter after the Window Rock timeout. And there's a Devin Yazzie. Personal foul, his fourth of the game. Devin might not be around for much longer. Hey, Coach, I don't know how familiar you are with Monument Valley's Al Brandon Baijo, left-handed shooter, right? Mm-hmm. The guard. Al Brandon scored 41 points against Chin Lee a couple of weeks ago at the Wildcat Den. And there's a little highlight video out there, and there was a lot. I mean, he's doing it from everywhere. He had a bunch of threes, but he is doing it from everywhere in that game.
You know, Monument they've been right on the cusp of just breaking out and becoming kind of the team for the North. And they've had some great teams over the last few years. I'd like to see them sustain that through a good postseason run. You know, I think that would really help Monument, you know, realize their potential and that they're right there, ready to take that run, you know.
The other thing about that, by the way, as we watch Window Rock with the takeaway, here comes Kaleo James with the turnaround, and that's going to be just off the mark. Rebound down to Bear Fisher, and then he gets fouled, and that's going to be thought that was Devin. It's not. It's Calvin Begay with the personal foul, his second of the game for the Scouts. But, you know, Monument Valley's the boys team is doing great. They're undefeated. They are number one in the North right now. They're in first place in the North standings. And they are ranked number 2 in the state, or three now. They did drop a spot. Fountain Hills moved past them in the standings. The girls team at Monument Valley is ranked number 2 in the state. So you have the boys and girls at Monument Valley at the same time, highly ranked. By the way, how about this? How about Blue Ridge getting the boys and girls teams ranked in the top 10 at the same time?
That's been a while, hasn't it?
Well, I'd like to know when it ever was. I mean, do you think it's ever been that they've had them both ranked in the top 10?
Man, I don't think so. You know, a few years ago when Blue Ridge boys were really tough, the girls weren't up there. But,
right.
But yeah, I'm not sure if that's ever happened.
Yeah, just a great job. I mean, basketball is alive and well up here in our part of the state. And part of that is you just watch how well the Show Low Lady Cougars and the Blue Ridge Lady Yellow Jackets are doing. They're both doing really outstanding.
Yeah, what was it? 3, not last year, the year before, when Snowflake boys, Snowflake girls, Page boys, and Page girls all played in the championship game of the state that year.
Yeah, pretty good. Do you still have nightmares about that game?
Yeah. You know,
Scouts on the baseline and a foul call.
The team we had that year, you know, Stuart West was just phenomenal and great young man, great athlete, probably one of the most freakish athletes I've ever coached in all of my years of coaching. But our team that year was definitely a defensive-minded team. And we got to the state championship, and our defense was all right. We just couldn't make a basket, you know, and that came back. I guess if it's going to haunt you, you might as well have it haunt you at the last game of the season at the championship than somewhere before then, right?
Absolutely, yeah. You know, and if you can remember back, the guy that we named the Sports Zone Radio Player of the Game that night, it wasn't Big
Stu.
It wasn't Stewart. It wasn't Mutton Stew, as he was called by some people up in the Northland. It wasn't Mutton Stew, and it wasn't Robert Smith. Okay, it was a sophomore guard named Orlando Nyazi.
Yeah, he didn't make a basket all year, and then in that state championship game, just everything he threw up went in.
He was unconscious that night, wasn't he?
Yep. You know, obviously we wanted that game to end the other way, and we would have loved for that to have happened to one of our kids, you know, but don't you love to see that for a kid that's put time in, worked hard?
I do.
Nice kid, and just gets his day in the spotlight.
And I think more than any other sport, that kind of thing can happen in basketball. You know, and also, by the way, basketball is a sport where let's mention the Show Low Cougars for a moment, the boys basketball team. They've had a struggle this season, right? They haven't really reached a lot of their potential for sure. And they're getting better and better as they go along. But if you look at the indicators so far, you wouldn't think that Sholo's got a great chance to do something. And yet, if you get down to the end of the year, you put them in a situation where they got to make or break they got to win a game to get to the playoffs or something like that. So you watch Snowflake get Ty Boone into the game, and he's got a basket. Coach, Sholo could beat anybody. You know, they've got all the kind of pieces where they could beat any team out there on a given night. And that's what you love about basketball. That's what makes March Madness, NCAA basketball so great is really anybody can beat anybody on a given night.
Yeah, it is exactly why we love basketball. We love March Madness. We love February Frenzy, I think is what the AIA calls it, because it's anybody's game. You know, it takes great basketball players. It takes great athletes. It takes a little bit of luck, and you'll find yourself in a state championship game, you know.
56-26 is our score. Snowflake in front. 4 minutes remaining. Now we get to a running clock. That just got us to the running clock right there, Coach.
So I'm going to date myself here, okay? We're talking about good kids, good things happening to good kids. Many moons ago, I was the girls softball coach at Snowflake High School when we won the state championship in 2003.
Coach, I had no idea.
It was a long time ago. But our catcher that year, her name was Molly Hatch, and she was a good catcher. You know, she wasn't great. She wasn't real super athletic and stuff. But, you know, you just wanted the best for her because she was such a great kid. And at the state tournament, in the 4 games that we played to win the state championship, not a single person stole a base on her. She threw everybody out that tried to steal. And I don't know that she threw anybody out the whole year before that.
No kidding.
But just what a great game. What a great tournament for her. And your heart was so happy for a girl that had worked so hard her senior year, that wasn't always in the spotlight, that just had such an amazing tournament. And you love to see things like that happen to great kids.
I like that. It's a good story, Coach. And what's amazing about that is how you remember that. With all of the coaching that you've done, all the great players you've coached, that you remember a moment like that. To me, it says something about you personally, that you would find that kind of gratification in a person being able to have that experience that probably wouldn't in any other year, if you did it again, wouldn't have that experience. I coached I was coaching Derek, you know, the camera guy, right, our producer, my son. When he was 14 years old, we had this baseball team I was coaching. We had Nick Johnson, by the way, on that team. And Nick was the consummate teammate, by the way, because I had a whole rotation thing when I coached that team. I had Nick Johnson, the best baseball player that ever played at Blue Ridge, on my team. And he got the same amount of playing time because it was a senior league team, not a varsity team, okay? It wasn't my one-loss record didn't matter, so he got the same amount. But we had a kid on that team. I'm not going to mention his name because he's still around here in the White Mountains, but this kid, you know, he's kind of a special ed kid, right? He's kind of in one of those programs, and he was on our team, and he just went out there and he played all the time, and he just gave it his best. And he wasn't all that good a player, but, man, I tell you, we were always pulling for him, trying to help him, trying to put him in good situations. One moment, just one moment, he comes up right at the end of the year, and we're playing on the big field there at Blue Ridge, and he somehow just comes out of his shoes on a swing and connects, and he hits it over the center fielder's head. And he takes off running, and he probably had 1 or 2 base hits, maybe the rest of the year. I don't know. But he connects on that thing, and he's running around. And we wave him on to second. We wave him on to third. They're starting to bring the ball in. And you know what? I just decided, I was coaching third, I'm just going to wave him in and hope to goodness that he scores and he gets that moment, right? So wave him around. There he goes. Finally, the throw comes in. And you know what? It beats him by a step. And they throw him out at the plate. But it was the biggest moment, I think, of that kid's athletic life ever.
And he probably remembers only good from it.
I would think so, and I hope so. And for me, I remember it. And I remember it a lot more than I remember a lot of other stuff that you think I probably ought to remember. Remember moments like that is really pretty special.
Yeah, I think when you coach, probably as long as I coach, some of the things that bring the greatest satisfaction and the greatest joy as a coach aren't the things that people probably think you should have,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, we got 24 seconds remaining in this one. Big lead for Snowflake and Coach. It's time for us to think about the Sports Zone Radio's player of the game. And in typical Snowflake fashion, you got like 5 guys that are all candidates. Lance Christensen and Matthew Brimhall with a high point men today. Each one scored 10 points. 9 points today for Easton Butler, who was pretty dynamic today and not a lot of time out there on the floor. That's your final shot and final buzzer. I think you got to look at Brimhall, Christensen. You would of course look at Cooper DeWitt, Brayden Lewis. I mean, it could be anybody. I got my vote. I'm gonna let you guys ruminate, okay? Think about it a little bit. We'll grab a timeout, and in a moment, Coach Wood and I will wrap it up. And we'll let you know who the Sports Zone Radio player of the game is in this one tonight, everybody. Snowflake has defeated Window Rock 59-29 in this boys varsity matchup. And we'll have our post game in just a moment. We'll be talking to head coach Joe Clare as well of Snowflake. Don't go anywhere. It's Northland Basketball, brought to you by Choice Broadband. The wrap-up on the way.
Choice Broadband is a proud sponsor of the 2022 Choice Classic, supporting our young athletes as they compete for the title and demonstrate the values and perseverance that is found throughout our community. To all of our young athletes, we say, keep making us Navajo proud.
It's officially here. It's officially pellet season across the White Mountains. The cold weather is getting a foothold, and Ace Hardware of the White Mountains is supplied and ready for you. At Ace Hardware, they've got quality pellets in every price range, whether you're looking for their good, better, or best varieties. Take advantage of Ace Hardware's discount pallet pricing. Save big when you purchase by the pallet, and delivery is no problem. Ace will deliver to you and do our best to stack it right where you want it. Ace Hardware in Show Low, Pine Top, and Heber Overguard.
Happy New Year from Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint. Just in time for our Valentine's special, we are introducing our new business partner, Cattleman's Steakhouse. Yeehaw! With every insured replacement, you can take your sweetheart out for the best prime rib on the mountain. Or choose salmon, sirloin steak, cod, pork chops, chicken, or a variety of other delicious dinners.
You are the best, honey.
And with the Valentine's special, you also get 2 movie tickets to the WME theaters. And this year, you could take your Valentine to a VIP experience to see the King of Country, George Strait, live in concert. That's right, we're giving away 2 premium VIP tickets to see George Strait, Chris Stapleton, and Little Big Town live in Phoenix, including VIP parking. Yes! Don't miss out on our best Valentine's special.
536-5972 Mountain Mobile Auto Glass Cashback. Woohoo!
Holbrook Family Dentistry is a proud partner of Sports Zone Radio's Northland Basketball. They've been serving Holbrook and the surrounding area since 2000, and they cheer for all our local teams and love it when the North succeeds. Holbrook Family Dentistry's 3 dentists are all general dentists from our local area, so they can perform most type of procedures in-house. They pride themselves on their ethics and kindness and genuinely love working with the communities of Northern Arizona. Come see us at Holbrook Family Dentistry on Iowa Street in Holbrook, or call 928-524-6854. Imagine this, a professional healthcare partner that's concerned about you, your choices, your health, your safety. At White Mountain Regional Medical Center in Springerville, choice and elevating your healthcare experience is the mission of our new CEO. Experienced physicians and friendly staff. Whether you need a rapid COVID-19 test, a vaccination, or you're looking to utilize the newest MRI, CT scan, or nuclear medicine technology, White Mountain Regional Medical Center, located in Springerville, is your healthcare partner when choices matter.
Time now for the Northland Basketball Wrap-Up Show. A look back at tonight's broadcast of Northland Basketball. Presented by Sports Zone Radio.
Final score tonight at Snowflake High School, 59-29. An impressive win for the Lobos. Snowflake came in ranked number 9. The win today is going to do nothing but help that for the Fighting Scouts, ranked at number 30. You know, a loss might still move them up the rankings a little bit in terms of helping out with the difficulty of schedule. So we'll see how that turns out for Window Rock. By the way, Window Rock will be taking on Monument Valley on Saturday. Can't wait to be there and see the number 3 ranked Monument Valley Mustang boys on Saturday in Window Rock, everybody. Well, let's wrap this one up. My name is Floyd Simmons, and let's get a final word with the coach, Andy Wood, on this one tonight. Coach Wood, thanks for spending your evening with us here on both radio and video. I want to ask you a quick question. We're about to talk to the Sports Zone Radio's player of the game, Lance Christensen. And over the many years that we've developed this kind of model of doing our broadcasts, you know, most of what we do is based on our live game coverage here at the Sports Zone. And we want to shine the light. Kind of the main thing when people ask me, you know, what is our objective? What do we try to do? We want to highlight the positive accomplishments, athletically and otherwise, of these kids that we get to cover across this part of the state. It's a privilege for us to do that very thing. We'll talk with our Sports on Radio player of the game in a moment. But your thoughts when these kids get an opportunity, when they get recognized and get an opportunity, and we kind of put them on the spot. You know, it's a lot of pressure to get the headset on and answer questions and talk about the game. What is it like for the kids? You know, in general terms, when they get acknowledged that way.
You know, they look forward to it, you know, and it's fun to listen to their teammates. You got to be on the radio. And then the next day at class, you know, I get to be in class with those kids the next day. They're watching each other on video 20 times over and over and over and over. And, you know, and then having my own kids in the program, whenever they were on the radio, I'd hear that thing being replayed while I laid in bed until 1 o'clock in the morning. Just, they absolutely love it, you know, and they razz each other about it, but it's something that they absolutely look forward to, and they love to see themselves be recognized. And one of the things I love the most is when they're recognized and they recognize their team. You know,
I love that part too. And that's what we try to give them an opportunity to kind of further emphasize that they're a team player. And that, you know, whatever they did that night, it certainly wasn't the only thing that contributed to the success of their team. Coach, thanks for being here tonight. I appreciate it. There isn't a whole lot of breakdown to do. Snowflake played extremely well, and they exploited some of maybe Window Rock's deficits in the game, and they come up with a 30-point win, 59-29. It's going to be fun to watch that Snowflake team as we get closer and closer to playoff time.
Absolutely. Loved watching Snowflake basketball tonight.
Thanks for being here, Coach. Appreciate it. We'll see you down the road, okay?
Thank you.
Andy Wood, former head coach of the Snowflake Lobos, and a chance to join us on the broadcast tonight. Love having his presence. Meanwhile, we'll continue in our post-game wrap-up, everybody. You can come on this side. Lance? I didn't really talk to Coach, get his thoughts on this, but we wanted to get Lance moving here, and Coach Claire as well for Snowflake. We did. It was pretty dang unanimous, everybody, even though it could have gone to any number of guys. We all did kind of settle on the young man we're going to speak to right now and award the player of the game. Hey, all right. Hey, Northland basketball fans. Welcome back into Snowflake tonight. The boys varsity game is in the books, and the final score here, 59-29. Snowflake has defeated the Window Rock Scouts. Snowflake was ranked number 9 coming in, and they take care of business with the victory tonight over Window Rock. My name is Floyd Simmons, and I welcome you back. And let's now present the Sports on Radio player of the game. That's brought to you by White Mountain Regional Medical Center, and it's the guard from Snowflake. His name is Lance Christensen joining us now. Lance, congratulations on a win tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, you guys came out, and really from the very beginning, you guys were on fire. Everything seemed to be working, again, from the onset. Let's talk about it. You, the guys, the team, the chemistry, it seems to be really coming together right now for Snowflake.
Yeah, Coach said they got a big crowd, and we just wanted to bring the atmosphere down a little bit, and that's what we did to start the game. And most of us have been playing together for 10, 12 years, so we got really good chemistry on this team.
You know, you bring up a good point right there. And, Coach, of course, thinking about that factor that the sixth man, if you will, right, the fans, and Window Rock was making a lot of noise tonight. When you came out and things were starting to happen, did you feel the energy? Did you feel that you guys were securing and making sure the home court was the home court?
Yeah, it was a big deal to come out and secure the home court advantage, and I think we really did that. And I think we were all confident, and we didn't panic out there.
Lance, your game in particular tonight, you were really kind of setting the table for the team early on. You were making plays, both ends of the court. You feel like you're getting more and more comfortable. Of course, you had the late start to the season, you and the rest of the football players, as your team played in the championship game. And you didn't get out here till mid-December, whatever it was. But you look like you're getting more and more comfortable every time we see you. Would you speak to that for you and guys like Braden and guys like Matthew and the football players that are back out here? Are you guys getting more and more comfortable as the days go along?
Yeah, we were really out of our shoes probably until Christmas break, and then we just put in some extra work, and we went to that tournament, had some fun, and we just been putting in all the work that we can with the time that we have, and we're getting pretty comfortable out there on the court together. You
know, it's not an exclusive deal that if your football team is good, your basketball team is also going to be good. But Snowflake, generally you get that. Generally you get, if you're good during football season, you can count on a really strong basketball team. And that's what you've got this year. Is there something from the grittiness and toughness of the football mentality that a lot of you guys have that translates and you bring over to basketball? Are you guys trying to play with a little measure of toughness out there?
Yeah, we really try to be the more physical team and try to set the tone out there. We're just really playing our game, playing confident. We're all playing as a team, and that's carried on over from football season.
How do you like your squad? How do you like your boys?
Oh, that's one of my favorite teams. I've been playing with all these guys for years, and it's just fun seeing all the pieces come together finally for my senior year.
Look, Lance, you're a football player, okay? All right? You're a football player that's really a very, very good basketball player as well, and I say the same thing about a number of your guys. Is your heart as deeply ingrained into this experience of going out there and doing your best to maybe try to bring some hardware back for basketball like it was in football? Are you fully committed?
Yeah, the senior year, after losing that state game, I was like, I got to win something, so we're really buying into this basketball program. I think we're going to have a good playoff run.
Impressive win for you and the guys. Congratulations. Enjoy this one tonight. Way to go. Lance Christensen right there, the Sports Zone Radio Player of the Game, presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center. He's going to get that great T-shirt and wear it, I'm sure, with pride. Congratulations, Lance. Congratulations, Snowflake. They beat Window Rock 59-29. And our postgame wrap-up will continue for just a bit longer. Pardon me on that. Let's bring the head coach on and talk it over here. Find out, dissect it a little bit with the big guy. Northland Basketball is brought to you by Choice Broadband, and welcome in Sports Zone Nation to Snowflake High School, site of tonight's broadcast, and a win for Snowflake, 59-29. They have knocked off the Window Rock Fighting Scouts. Floyd Simmons here, joined by the head coach of Snowflake, Joe Clare, joins. Hey, Coach, congratulations.
Thanks, Floyd.
59-29. And it was like that the whole game, Coach. You got out early. Your guys, Lance Christensen, our player of the game, was the spark plug that got it started, got it going. And you know, your chemistry was good. The team play was good. And you got the early lead that you never relinquished. How did you feel about the accomplishment tonight? How did you feel about the play of the team?
It was great. They played together, just like you said. There was a lot of ball movement, which was nice. We still missed a lot of little layups, which we'll clean up. But Lance definitely ignited that early, him and Braden Lewis, and got out and ran quick, and they couldn't keep up with us.
Coach, if we were to talk about everybody on your team, everybody that contributed well tonight, we would be here all night because so many guys did. But I want to highlight a a couple of those. First of all, Cooper DeWitt. Cooper DeWitt is really running the floor so well for a big guy. He's athletic and he's fast, and he has secured himself a spot in your starting lineup for now anyway. And I like what he is doing night in, night out for you.
Yeah, I love it. He gets up and down the floor really well, and that's a credit to our defense in practice. You have to get anything going in practice because we're so physical and aggressive with each other. And he takes that to him and wants to get out and get easy buckets, and he does very often.
We spent a lot of time talking about Braden Lewis, guys like Matthew Brimhall. They're in the rotation. They're in there a lot. Okay, but I want to focus on one other guy who tonight was he played so fast for you. He showed his athleticism was really on display, and he did a couple of things that caught me by surprise. Easton Butler. Boy, I tell you, Easton, your team is fast. Now, let's get this. Let's just get that on the table right now. I don't know that there's a faster team than Snowflake in the state, okay? And that's going to serve you well, Coach. But Easton was faster than I can remember him as a basketball athlete. And out here on the floor tonight, I was really impressed with the work he was getting done.
Yeah, he's put in a ton of work to get more controlled. I think that's why he hasn't looked as fast in the past. It's because he's been a little out of control, so the ball gets away from him at times, and he's way more controlled now. But he flies up that court, and he's very athletic, gets up above the rim.
I'll bring you back and give you the final word on your victory tonight. Snowflake 59, Window Rock 29. Again, it was never in doubt tonight, Coach. And Window Rock, I know they came in ranked number 30. I think they're better than that. I think that Window Rock's got some strength and some ability, some talent. And you guys really held them in check tonight. So your last word for you on the victory and how your team went about getting it done.
Well, for Snowflake Basketball and myself, it starts with defense, and our defense has been spot on. Our help side has been great. We've gotten our hands on balls and gotten out and run, and that's what ignites us. And then we ran our offense pretty well tonight and hit enough shots. I hope that we can hit some more shots down the stretch, but we're heading in the right direction for sure.
You like where you're at?
I love it.
I mean, it's a competitive 3A East region that you're in. Snowflake, Holbrook, Blue Ridge, so tough. Sholo, don't sleep on them.
Oh, absolutely not. It's a big rival game. It's always going to be a lot of fire, and we just got to be ready to match it.
All right, Coach. Congratulations. Big one for you.
Awesome. Thanks, Floyd.
You got it. That guy right there, he led this team and led them well tonight to a victory. 59-29. Snowflake over Window Rock. Northland Basketball presented by Choice Broadband. And I want to thank Coach for spending hanging around for us to be able to get that conversation in. Thank you as well to Lance Christensen, the Sports Zone Radio's player of the game, for making his appearance. And what a good job he and the guys did tonight for the Lobos and their faithful. They get the win 59-29. Thank you goes out as well to our producer, the camera guy, Derek Simmons, our technical director, Fernando Quintana, and on camera tonight, Sean Ulvestad. I want to thank my broadcast partner for joining me on this one tonight, the coach, Andy Wood. Great work, Andy. Great job tonight. For the entire crew, my name is Floyd Simmons, reminding you of our next broadcast up. How about this one? How about Saturday? We're going to be at Window Rock and Monument Valley. Can't wait for that huge matchup. We'll have it for you then. Until then, God bless you, and good night, everybody, from Snowflake.
This has been Northland Basketball, an exclusive presentation of Sports Zone Radio. Listen online at SportsZone123.com and download the Sports Zone Radio app for your smartphone and listen wherever you go. Join us again for the next broadcast of Northland Basketball.